What's up, everybody? It's your boy Simon Says, and I'm back with another Cryptoverse DAO update. Today we're going to be going over some technicals, and boy, what a week it's been, right? So I personally, took a week and a half off, just taking a little trip for myself, and the updates have still been rolling. So this is the best part about having a big team, a Cryptoverse DAO team. You can see the streams have been rolling ever since we left, and we're gonna pick it up right where we left off. So coming back to our Discord, if you guys would go to our trading section, we could see live in our Discord this morning, we took a short. So we took a short. Pretty much we seen a rising wedge. Pretty much we seen the divergences kind of building, and we took the short from the rising wedge. So the wedge started playing out. We don't like to give back anything to our entries, or anything back to our market. So almost within, let's see, sorry for the noise if you hear it. So within about 20 minutes, we're looking at stop loss on entry, making this a free trade. And when we get our wedge actually breaking support, we just the move starts to actually play out. So we did break down, and then we started to hold a support, horizontal support level down here. And now we're pretty much just waiting, right? Now we're just waiting. So the last thing we could check out is just the entry where we entered, where the price is at now. So $800 below from this screenshot. And let's just check up on the chart now. Let's go to Bitcoin. So this is like just a really quick update, as Bitcoin is still in very heavy bearish times. And the bulls are just looking to hold some support, really, as we've had nice volume, upside volume on this move. As we come in for a retest of this horizontal resistance line right here again. If we look to the left, we can see how this is a main support level. As here it bounced, once we were staying above it, we kind of crashed through. So now that we've been toying with this area for a while, right? Bouncing above, came below, barely holding support around this level, around these tops. Can make another line there. We got back above it. Then we got back inside of this top resistance, and boom. So who knows, this may be our resistance zone, this may be our support zone now. We can even move this up a little bit. All right, and maybe we're bouncing in between this area. Maybe we need another shoulder to come in, be a lower high than this, and then the move could play out. Who knows? This market is very volatile, and we make money with the volatile moves. We don't like when things are going sideways like this. There's no money to be made right here for trading. The best thing we could do is take a resistance here if you want the short, or long here. But if we're looking at this range that we're playing at, it's only about a 2% range, so not much moves, or not much big plays. But if you would have held the drop, that's when the bigger moves come in. All right, so let's break this down on like a lower time frame. 15 minute. You can see that we didn't make lows to these lows. The price action is above it, held support. But notice that there's the divergence, right? The lows over here on the RSI are lower than the price action. So they're saying opposite things. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. We see on the 15-minute candle, we still have 6 minutes left. So this candle's about halfway through. We just hit the resistance, or we just mitigated this big kind of bearish candle. A mitigation comes from clearing 50% of it. So you can see the full candle is about a 1.84 candle. and then it came back up to the 0.96 retracement. So that's almost like, 50% retracement, which is what the imbalance is, or, the area we need to clear for the mitigation. As well, we've seen a kind of lower time frame falling wedge on one of these charts. Let's see where that is. Boom, lower time frame breaking out. Now as we come in for the resistance test, or the retest, I should say, we could extend this. What the bulls are looking to do is, come even to like this top or support area and hold it as a support. If that doesn't happen, then we could see, a change in character where, as we were making higher lows here, right? Higher lows and higher highs. The main trend is still, bearish from here. Yeah, and we're just getting back in the flow of things. So I wanted to, take a quick look. Like, we have to make trading simple, right? Because ever since I made the call, pretty much it's a free trade, right? We do have a 45-minute doji that came into play above the support. But will we be able to battle up and, make closes above the halfway point, making this like a morning star or shooting star to give us some more bullish moves? I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. And that's why, the best thing we can do is just, kind of just like keep our stop loss in profits, protecting your account. So protecting your account is literally the best thing to do in leverage trading, because there's always another trade. There's no rush. You wait for your setup, and when you see your setup, you take a high probability trade. It's kind of like, once you learn how to trade, it's like you are the casino. You are the edge, right? You have the edge in the market. You're not gonna win every time, every trade, but as long as you minimize your losses, you should be okay. All right, so let's take a look at something a little different. Let's look at ETH to BTC. ETH to Bitcoin is on a tear. Let's back it out. Wow. So look at how like even these two, like, it's a lot to look at on this chart. Let's go to a higher time frame. All right, so there's a couple things I want to point out with ETH to Bitcoin. Let's go to the daily and take off all the lines. All right. So we see that like on this bounce at the bottom, we see ETH has actually been, outperforming Bitcoin. And this is kind of what the bulls do want to see, right? The bulls want to see kind of like the altcoins lead the market. But in this case, this is also kind of like a bearish indicator for me, right? Because we expect the alts to be pumping more than Bitcoin. But at the same time, we can see that, Bitcoin hasn't really broken above this 20K region it's at, right? So Bitcoin has broken its 20K region, and ETH is, pretty much already above 1K. Let's take a look. Where is ETH? ETH is at 1,098. So we can see here, they're dropping about the same percentage, and that's not really too common, right? Like, because ETH to Bitcoin. Let's go on the weekly. Let's really take a grand macro look at this. The last bull market, right? The last bull market started and ETH is around, 0.02. So what people are thinking, this DeFi summer that we've had, we've never had this much adoption in, NFTs, in DeFi. ETH people expect ETH to kind of hold up, a little bit better this run. But at the same time, this is only a 0.50 retracement. Like what's saying we don't need to, mitigate, this candle, right? Like what's saying ETH can't come back, to even lower points of interest, like perfect, right on the point, 0.50 retracement. You could tell, you can see that we wicked it. We could wick below it, but then, we held a support. And on the weekly, this is actually a very, very nice weekly candle. This is what you call a butterfly doji. So this week, if, ETH or, the bulls could hold some support, we could see, a retest of these, lows, and also, the 50% area of this candle. So that's what we're looking at on the weekly, but, Bitcoin is gonna hold the narrative. Like, that's why I'm so concerned about ETH outpumping Bitcoin, because if we go through let's see if we look up, coin. If you look up like the market flow, right? Usually things pump into Bitcoin first, then they would pump into, the high cap alts, and then, they go to the shit coins. And that's when you get your DeFi summer, when you see like coins doing 200, 300 X's. Let's look on the Reddit real quick. I think we still have about 15 minutes left. So this isn't what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is, the image of the money flow. It goes like this. It goes from, people, the dollar is very strong. So they take out, their money out of assets like NAS, US 30, Bitcoin, these pretty much hedges against the dollar decreasing in value. But if their dollar is strong, they're going to take their dollar out of all their, investments and invest into, something else. The dollar is strong. So that's why we see when the DXY goes up on a rip, we see the assets kind of dipping. So what happens when, the DXY starts to fall? Money will start to move into Bitcoin first, right? Then when people start seeing, okay, Bitcoin, hit that 25K, 30K area, that's when we see, money start to move into DOT, XRP, ADA, BNB, the high caps, right? The top 10 coins. That's when, those coins start to pump. Then it goes to the mid caps, and then you have, your DeFi summer, where you see these coins doing these crazy things. And there might be many of these cycles. There's many of those cycles in one bull market, right? So that's just something we have to like kind of gauge as we go through these cycles. But in the same way that happens during the bull market, kind of lost it. Same way this happens during the bull market, the same thing happens during the bearish market. So we're seeing SNX on a 46% pump, right? We're seeing SNX on a 46% pump right now during a bearish market. Why is that? Because Bitcoin is hit, Bitcoin hit his low, ETH hit his low, and then what did they do? Once they rallied, Bitcoin rallied 10%, ETH rallied 15%, DOT rallied 20%. SNX, low caps, they're gonna rally 60%, 100%, the strong ones, right? So that's something we have to kind of start picking up on a little bit more. Just the different types of coins we're trading, and realize where the gauge is. These high market caps, 130 billion, 67, well, that's stable. BNB 34 billion. BNB hits 100 bill, that's BNB $800 and a 4x, and it would be competing with ETH. But at that time, ETH would be at maybe 300 B, right? Doing a 2x or 3. But then we look at SNX being, our coin of choice right now. We see this market cap only 675 million, right? So to get this 50% increase, it had to pretty much pump from, let's say it pumped from like around 400 to 600 million. But the reason it's pumping so much is because, you know, the market cap is lower. It takes less money to get the price to move. If we're looking at this compared to BNB, let's pull up the calculator real quick. Wow. So we're gonna say BNB is 34 billion, right? 34. So let's say SNX would have to, let's say it gets to BNB's market cap at 34 billion, right? That'd be about a 50x. So we can see how, you know, the smaller market cap coins have, you know, increased value, because if they're, you know, strong leading into the bullish market or bullish times, they're going to pump a lot more. Because even at, you know, even gaining 600 million market cap is going to make this 2x again, be at $6. All right, let's go back to Bitcoin, see what Bitcoin's done, as it was at a pretty interesting point, you know, getting to that apex of the wedge. And what should we have picked up on? Maybe a new 30-minute candle coming in. Let's put the lines back on and see. Uh-oh. Who remembers the bull market, right? Who remembers that 40 RSI? Perfect touch off the 40 RSI, right? So now this is what I'm looking at. Look at that. $40 RSI. So we have an ascending triangle possibly, you know, brewing up. Why I like it? The 30-minute wasn't able to cross the 40 RSI as well. When we look at these candles right here, these are almost like our 4 candles of symmetry. This is like a floor or a ceiling, right? It shows a lot of support or a lot of resistance. As you see, we've had 2, 3, almost 4 taps trying to get below this area and no luck. What the bears need is an ascending triangle flip. So this is the ascending triangle line. This is, you know, holding support for a while. It's a strong one. Bears would need to flip this, but right now they're on the 40 RSI. Let's see if we see anything a little bit more bearish. On the other time frames, hourly is below the 50, kind of in no man's land. Don't really like a long from there. But the only thing that I also see is, you know, the last time the price was here, look where the RSI is above the 50. So now it's saying this area is below the 50, which is, you know, a divergence. Let's go to 2 hour. Okay. Easy call from the 2 hour. Not sure if I looked at it before I made the entry, but I'll show you why. We can see that this top is here, right? And then this top comes in. We also see one top come here on the RSI and a double top right here. But what do we look for, you know, with bearish times or bearish RSIs or bearish divergences? We look for the 60 RSI holding as what? As resistance, right? As well, if we looked at this area, right, this zone, the midpoints of zones and channels are very important. We can see that the midpoint of this one was really the rejection area. We weren't able to like close above pretty much this candle close. And then we're able to, you know, come down again. And as well, we see the bearish divergence on the chart as the price action is from here to here. going up. On the RSI from here to here is going down after the double top. Yeah, so as well, you can see that divergence, and then what you also see is you can even see this divergence from this top to this is going down slightly, but on the price action, from this top to this top is actually going up slightly. Excuse me. That's a 2 hour, very nice, very nice. So just wrapping this up, this is the start of the day, and this is still actually a US holiday, US bank holiday. So be careful with everything where, there's lots of manipulation when the bank's not trading. So 20 minutes left in this 4 hour close. Can we engulf this candle? Wow, what a big moment right here. Also, we see that fucking 4 hour doji of reversal. Holy shit. Holy shit. Come on, guys. Let's get some claps going. 4 hour doji. And then we also see, why is that a 4 hour doji? Because it's maybe even an 8 hour doji, to be honest. Because we have, this 2 hour come up. We have, rejections, equal closes, and then we close here. So let's look at a 4 hour chart quick. SNX is up 15, up over like maybe 100%. I just want a little 30% drop on this. 30% drop. Only put $15 in. Cross margin. That way it doesn't just stop me out for some stupid shit. But yeah. So that's SNX. Still kind of valuable for a short if Bitcoin could hold. We see pure divergences, right? This time is not able to get out of oversold. You might regret not just putting 10 on that one. Don't hold me to it, man. This is not financial advice. I'd like to say that here. This is just us in the cryptoverse, learning and educating each other. I learn from these guys in the Discord all day, every day. So definitely. And I was the first one to, bring this tweet to everybody's attention. Because when you have the info, when you have the news, when you're in the insights, this is what makes you the money. Having, a group that could, be there, give you, different kind of just alphas and really just like, one person can't do this alone. Like there's always going to be something I missed. There's always a reason for why we missed a trade, or, maybe somebody else saw something else and they made money on the trade. We have to have, the ability to have discourse and, go back and forth with one another. But you don't find that a lot. But anyways, I'm straight about, just pushing out the information. It almost seems like sometimes I can't emphasize shit enough, right? Because, they're just words. So I seen this tweet, 2 minutes after Elon tweeted it. Let's just go back to the Discord. And even 2 minutes is too late. So 2:19 a.m. Oh. So, 4 minutes later, make sure you have your notifications on, for Elon tweets. I'm going to show you, the results, as this is, played out many times since, Dogecoin was at 0.005 cents. Like, saw that first tweet, I just wasn't in the game long. I didn't know how to hold. So now we're at 0.05 cents. So 5 cents instead of 0.005 cents. And, Elon tweets again, right? So 2:19 a.m. Oh yeah, boys, we missed it. We didn't miss it. Easy hold and fold from the Grand Wizard Elon. You could hate him, you could love him, but you gotta know how to make money off that boy. I'm telling you, the richest man in the world, right? So at 2:18, 2:17, Elon tells his friends around 2 o'clock, he tells his friends to buy here. This is gonna be the one. An unnatural pump coming off of, a 40 RSI dip. Oof. Right when we got back to 40 RSI, after we have the head and shoulders form on the RSI, that 40 dip was the last one before Valhalla. Right? So 2:19, you can't make this shit up. tweet goes out, you could leverage this long, depending how quick you are, straight for, a 10% gain, 50 times leverage, who knows, right? But what does everything do, right? So once he has that tweet, it comes out, lots of people can't catch that, massive pump. Everything is going to retrace, right? So from the pump, you could always, this is what we measure. We measure the fib, because no matter what the pump is, no matter what the news is, it's always just about the charts and what the information is coming to you, right? So we hit the top of the pump here. We hit 5.685, retraced all the way down to the 0.50 level, making sure this is mitigated, making sure this doesn't need to come back to be cleared, even come down to 618 level, perfect. And then it's just about being, diamond hands. Let's go back. So if just a, spot buy and an Elon tweet, you could have, had almost 20% in profits from the top of this move. And right now you'd be sitting about 13% up. And, Bitcoin getting back above 20K. You never know. That could, this could be the ascending triangle to, take us back to 24K. It's looking nice. The bulls getting back above the 40 RSI on the 15. We still see this resistance point. Another thing we should, maybe take a quick look at. We want to see like the 382. If the bears want to hold this, the 382 and this resistance would be the one to hold. We could, even do the shorter time frame fib from this drop. Right now we're getting the mitigation, the 0.50, and the 618 test. But yeah, guys, that's about it for my time today. Thank you for everyone that joined, even those that joined late. We're gonna be doing this every day for the next, forever, until we're bullish, until we're at 80K. This is how we, come up. It's not about how you learn technicals. Isn't through somebody telling you. It's about your own experience. You going through the wins, the losses, the holds and the folds. Just make your mold, and keep developing your trading plan. There's actually a million ways to trade, and it's all just about protecting your capital, right? Thank you for everyone that joined, and for those of you that are on the YouTube, make sure that you click that link and you join us here in the DAO, bro. So many great traders, so many great developers, so many great just people in general in this space. So yeah, this is a one of a kind space. I'm proud to be here, and it's your boy Simon Says signing out. We're gonna have some discussion now, but that should be it for the stream.